Shalom, shalom. This is Brother Yasharalaba from the GMS branch. And the first thing I want to do is give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. The second thing I want to do is give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And salutations to you brothers out there pushing this word with truth, said it with charity. So, man, I just wanted to come on this lesson through the spirit and just talking about putting off that old man. Because, when we come in this truth, we got to put off all those old wicked deeds we was doing, man. Coming into this truth, you can't look back on your old life, because coming to this truth, people may think, you can't do anything, or it's boring and this and that. But to hell with this world, man. What we going through now and what is on this place now is nothing compared to the kingdom, man. The little fun these people are having right now on this side, we're going to have glory in the kingdom, man. Righteous fun. To be able to sit and drink with Yahweh Shai, to enjoy your people. That's the real fun, man. So we can't be looking back at our lives and the world and just ponder on it, man. This is Luke chapter 17, verse 31. Remember Lot's wife. Whosoever shall seek his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. Right, man? So, Lot's wife, man, she looked back. We can't be looking back at our old life, man. Because then the Lord will give it back to you. And then you'll have to go through that fire, man. We can't have one foot in and one foot out of this thing, man. When it says, whosoever shall find his life shall lose it. When you come into this truth, man, you could be a drug dealer, you could be a gang breaker, this and that, and your family would only start hating you when you come to this truth, man. That should say something, because, these people hate the truth, man. It's the truth is sharper than a two-edged sword, man. These people don't want to hear, you can't do this and that. You can't sleep with another man's woman. These people don't want to hear you can't, do drugs whenever you want to, and just be high all day. They want to sit down. They want to be lazy. They don't want to push for the Lord. They might think this is taking up all your life, man, but the Lord don't require much, man. So we got to put off that old man, that laziness, and, and just become new people. Because this is 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 2, as newborn babes desiring the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. Right, man? So coming into this truth, we like newborns, man. We like newborns. We got to learn how to walk again. We got to learn how to talk again. Because we should come into this truth with a different type of aura, man. When we get into this truth, these people should know we should have that glow, man. Because we not out here being with these niggas. We being separate. So we should have that glow, that aura, man. We talk different, man. We don't on JD, on CD, like all this gang language. Our conversations are in the heavens. These people glory at how we talk to one another, man. So we should have a different aura, man. When people see us, they should light up. Because my teacher at my school, not to brag or boast, man, but he comes up to me every day and tells me you not like these kids. Because he done felt my aura, and then he did a little research, and then he seen who I was, man. And I guess he knew a little bit himself, so I chopped it up with him. And now he's telling my other teacher who knows the Paleo Hebrew, that this man isn't normal. You should walk around everywhere with that type of aura of just people knowing you not regular, This is Ephesians chapter 2. Chapter 4 and verse 22. That ye put off concerning the former conversations, the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. Right, man? So that old man is corrupt, man. We got to put that off, man. Because we grow, we experience things. How you gonna say you a man of the Lord and you are children of the Lord if you still acting like you with these niggas? I mean, granted, all Israelites are the children of the Lord, but the chosen, the 144. How you gonna say you want to be part of that elect and you not even changing with your growth, man? With this truth comes experience, and with that, we grow as men. You don't learn how to be a man till you come into the truth, man. And we've had brothers that's been in the army, brothers that have done a lot around this world, man. And they've said they didn't learn how to be a man till they came in the truth, man. Because this truth will really change you for the better, man. And that's what it's supposed to do. So if you reading, you doing your lessons, you making class, you watching lessons, your aura should just change by itself, man. If you applying the scriptures, it all comes with it, man. What the scriptures say, put the Lord first and all dust shall be added unto you. When we put the Lord first, all the other stuff gets added onto us, man. And that's why that scripture say, who shall lose his life, and he shall lose it, his life shall preserve it. Right, man? So when you lose your life in this truth, like that, let me search something up. Matthew 10, and I believe verse 39. This is Matthew 10 and verse 39. And said, he shall find if his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. Right, man? So even with us losing our life in the world, we come into this new life, man. With the brotherhood, and it's so much more peace, man, to be around people with the same goals as you. We all pushing the same fight, and we all trying to make it to the same place, man. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17. Therefore, if any man be in Yahushua HaMashiach, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away, behold, all things become new. And, like I was saying earlier, if we are in Yahushua HaMashiach and we become new creatures, man, that's what happens when you of the Lord, man. All those old things pass away and all things become new, man. Because like I said earlier, with this truth, it just changes you. You learn how to speak different. You learn how to walk different. Your aura becomes different, And that's just what happens if you're diligent in the truth and you applying the scriptures, man. Shalom.